Hi, I'm Dr. Jesse John, Assistant Professor, Department of Anatomy, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. And today we will discuss anatomy of the pelvis. नमस्ते हमेशा कुछ हो बिटिया. The pelvis is a basin-like structure which connects the spine to lower limbs. It is an important part of the skeletal system and transmits the weight of the trunk to the legs, and it takes the weight of the sitting body and allows movement of walking and running and protects the pelvic organ. And in the female pelvis, it is adapted for childbearing with an increased width and rounded rim. So these are all about the pelvis. If you want to know in a glance about the pelvis, so it is very sufficient to you to know about the pelvis. Now we will see the what is the definition of the pelvis. It is a skeletal ring that is formed by two innominate bone or hip bone, the sacrum and coccyx. So there are total five bones, two innominate bone, we can say hip bone also, and one sacrum and one coccyx. So these all structure will form the pelvis. Now we'll see the what is the types of the pelvic bones. There are four pelvic bones that form pelvis. These are the two hip bones and one sacrum, one coccyx. Total five bones will create this pelvic ring, but there are two bones are same, so we'll say one type of the bone here, and then four type of the pelvic bone will create the pelvis. You can see in this picture there is the green color that is the sacrum, and there is in yellow color we can see yellow, and there are three bones that will create the hip bone, and at the end of the sacrum we will see coccyx also. Now we will see about the innominate bones. Innominate bone is made up of three bones, that is the ilium, ischium and pubic bones. First, we will see the ilium. Ilium is a flattened out part of the hip bone. It has following parts. Iliac crest as upper border, concave border is the iliac fossa, and anterior superior iliac spine, anterior inferior iliac spine, and posterior superior iliac spine, and posterior inferior iliac spine. So these are the parts of the ilium. You can see it is the flared part and it is the most big part of the hip bone. Now we'll see the ischium is the thick lower part of the hip bone. It is has following some parts. These are the acetabulum, ischial tuberosity, and ischial spine location in the relation to the fetal head, and greater sciatic notch that extends from sacroiliac joint to ischial spine, lesser sciatic notch that extends from ischial spine to ischial tuberosity, and obturator foramen for the passage of the pelvic nerve fibers. Now we see the pubic bones. Two pubic bones form the anterior part of the hip bone, and it has following parts. One is inferior rami of pubic bone and superior rami of the pubic bone. Symphysis pubis that is formed at the junction of the two pubic bones. Subpubic angle, the angle between the inferior rami of the pubic bones. Sacrum is a wedge-shaped bone made up of five fused bones, and it has following parts: sacral promontory, that is prominent upper margin of the first sacral vertebra that projects inwards, and sacroiliac joints, wings of sacrum, or we call ala of the sacrum, and hollow of the sacrum, that is the concave. You can see the picture of the sacrum very clearly. Now we will see the coccyx. It is a vestigial tail consists of four fused vertebrae forming a small triangular bone. It is articulate with the sacrum, and coccyx moves backward during the childbirth. Now we will see the pelvic joints, and we will study here the pelvic joint. There are four pelvic joints. These are the two sacroiliac joints. one pubic symphysis joints, and one sacrococcygeal joint. Two sacroiliac joints, they are slightly movable joints formed where the ilium joins and first two sacral vertebrae on either side. They connect the spine to the pelvis and they are strongest joints in the body. One pubic symphysis joint, it is a cartilaginous joint between the two pubic bones. One sacrococcygeal joint, it is a hinge joint between the sacrum and coccyx. Now we'll see the pelvic ligaments. The pelvic bones are held together with the ligaments. Sacroiliac ligaments, it passes in front of and behind each sacroiliac joint. Pubic ligament, it connects the top of the pubic bones. And sacrotuberous ligament, one ligament on each side, run from sacrum to the ischial tuberosity. And sacrospinous ligament, one ligament on each side of the sacrum and the ischial spine. Sacrococcygeal ligament, one ligament on each side from sacrum to coccyx. So you can see the picture of the ligaments here. Now we'll see the false pelvis and true pelvis. False pelvis, it is formed by the upper flared out portion of the ilium. Laterally, it will formed by the iliac fossa. Posteriorly, fifth lumbar vertebra. Anteriorly, the abdominal wall and inguinal ligament. It protects the abdominal organ and it has no obstetrical importance except that it provides certain landmark for the external pelvimetry. True pelvis is the bony canal through which the fetus passes during birth, and it has also three parts, that is the brim, cavity, and outlet. Pelvic brim, it is formed by the sacrum posteriorly, iliac bone laterally, and the pubic bone anteriorly. And shape, it is almost rounded with anterior-posterior diameter being the shortest. And its boundaries are the sacral promontory and wings of the sacrum behind the iliac bones on the sides and the pubic bones in front. You can see in this picture the pelvic inlet. Now we'll see the landmark of the brain, sacral promontory, sacral ala and sacroiliac joint, iliopectineal line, iliopubic eminence, pectineal line, and pubic tubercle, pubic crest, and symphysis pubis. Now we will see the diameters of the frame, that could be anterior posterior, transverse and oblique. Anterior posterior, it could be 11 centimeter. It is a line from the sacral promontory to the upper border of the symphysis pubis. This diameter is of three types: diagonal conjugate, the distance between lower border of the symphysis pubis to midpoint on the sacral promontory, that is the 12 centimeter. Obsteric, obsterical conjugate, it is the distance between midpoint of the sacral promontory to prominent bony projection in midline of the symphysis pubis. This measures 10 centimeter. Transverse, that could be 13 centimeter. It is the distance between the two farthest point on the pelvic rim over the iliopectineal lines. Oblique, that could be 12 centimeter. It starts from the sacroiliac joint to the opposite iliopubic eminence. So these are the diameters of the pelvic rim. Pelvic cavity, it extends from the brim above to the outlet below, and the shape is almost rounded, that is consists of anterior border that is made by the symphysis pubis and posterior border made by the sacral hollow, lateral border by the soft tissues, and all diameters measures 12 centimeters. Pelvic outlet, it consists of lower border of the old bones and sacrotuberous ligament, and it consists of the lower border of the symphysis pubis, sacrococcygeal joint and sacroischial spine, and the shape of it is anterior posteriorly oval. Obstetrical outlet, the outlet has greater practical significance because it includes the narrow pelvic strait through which the fetus must pass, otherwise known as bony outlet, and shape is diamond shaped. Now we will see the diameters of the outlet. Anterior posterior diameter, that could be 13 centimeter, and it will extend from lower border of the symphysis pubis to the tip of the coccyx. Oblique diameter, it could be 12 centimeter, extend from right and left sacrospinous ligament to the obturator foramen. Transverse diameter, that could be 11 centimeter, and it will be between the ischial spines. Now you can see in this picture the types of the pelvis: gynecoid, anthropoid, and android, and platypod. Sub- First, we will see the gynecoid pelvis that will present in 50% individual. It is commonly known as a female pelvis because that type occurs most frequently in women and most suitable for childbirth. And it has the wider brim and ischial spines are blunt and subpubic angle is 90%. Anthropoid pelvis that present 25%. It favors a posterior portion of the fetus, oval in shape, and transverse diameter is shorter, and seen in all tall women with a narrow shoulders. Android pelvis, commonly known as male pelvis, and heart-shaped brim, anterior posterior diameter shorter, and transverse diameter is wider. Platypelloid pelvis, this type of pelvis is rare, kidney-shaped brim, AP diameter small, transverse diameter wider, and not conductive to vaginal delivery. Deformities of pelvis: contracted pelvis, rachitic pelvis, asymmetrical pelvis, Robert's pelvis, Naegeli pelvis, osteomalacia pelvis, assimilation pelvis, other kyphosis, scoliosis, spondylolisthesis. So there are assessment questions. These are explain anatomy of the pelvis and explain different kind of the pelvis. Thank you.